Hello students, welcome to my channel. In our previous class, we discussed regarding the photorespiration. Okay, in that class we discussed what is photorespiration, what is its mechanism, and what are the cell organelles involved in photorespiration. Okay, and now this is the time to learn the difference between the normal respiration process and the photorespiration process, as there are respiration term in both cases. Okay, so we'll have to know the difference between these two words. Okay, so let's move on. Can you see the slide here? The difference between uh, photorespiration and normal reaction. Okay, generally you should know that normal respiration, the breakdown of the molecules in presence of the oxygen molecule. Okay, breakdown of any substrate molecule in presence of oxygen molecule is called as what? That is the normal respiration. And this normal respiration is generally called as dark respiration. Okay, why? Because for that type of respiration, okay, you can say this is a continuous type of respiration, and this type of respiration is taking place in every cell. In every cell, uh, okay, in order to synthesize what? Energy in the form of ATP. Okay, if the substrate is what? Carbohydrate. Okay, then so we can say, keep in mind that respiration means not only the breakdown of the carbohydrate, it may be the breakdown of the what? Protein also. So substrate may be protein or your lipid, carbohydrate. Okay, so here dark respiration, it is normal respiration is also called as dark respiration. Why? Because this process is, this type of, this normal respiration is independent of the light, means no light is needed, no light is required for this process. But in case of photorespiration, the name already suggests us photo means light is always necessary, means the process is taking place only in presence of light. That is why it is called as the photorespiration. Okay, and one thing, the photorespiration process is restricted to what? Chloroplast, chloroplast organelle, and later on the process continues in peroxisome and the mitochondrion. Okay, so here we have the first difference between the two. Here you can see the first in photorespiration line, it only occurs inside photosynthetic cells. Clear? When it starts in the photosynthetic cells, you know what is the photosynthetic cell here in photorespiration? Chloroplast. Chloroplast, chloroplast is the photosynthetic cell. Okay, so it starts in the chloroplast, that is photosynthetic cell. Always photorespiration starts. Clear? Because if light is needed, then there should be what? The parts to accept the sunlight, to harvest the sunlight or not. And this, antenna, light harvesting complex antenna, present only in what organelle? That is the cell, that is chloroplast. That is why it is restricted to what? Photosynthetic organelle, but the process later and continues in peroxisome and the mitochondrion. Okay, on the other hand, normal respiration is found in all type of cells, these cells which prepare what? Energy to carry out different metabolic functions. Clear? So this is the first difference we have. And come to the second difference is that Photorespiration takes place only in presence of light, whereas normal respiration or dark respiration in both in dark and light. Okay, means it means both in presence of dark and light, but light is actually not needed. You should know. Light is not essential in the process, but it may be in the environment. Environment may be there may be light or there may not be light. Okay, that is why means we can say that this is independent to light, means light is not required in the process, in the respiration. That is why it is called as dark reaction. Okay, come to the third point, and here we have the third point. In photorespiration, both uptake of oxygen and evolution of carbon dioxide are light dependent. Okay, means in the photorespiration process, what we have seen that your RUBP, okay, substrate ribulose bisphosphate, that was accepting oxygen in presence of what, Rubisco enzyme, and the Rubisco enzyme was showing its oxygenation property, and in turn it was evolving carbon dioxide, the fixed carbon dioxide. Clear? The fixed carbon dioxide, and that is why photorespiration is also called a wasteful process. Why it is called as wasteful process? Because you should know that in C3 cycle, okay, in C3 cycle, CO2 is fixed, carbon dioxide is fixed for the preparation of carbohydrate food material, and it is doing the opposite work. In photorespiration, the fixed carbon dioxide is removed. Means what? It is a wasteful product. And this is the antagonist. Antagonist of what? Your C3 cycle or not. That is why it is also called wasteful product. On the other hand, and both the process are taking place in presence of light, and light is mostly needed. Means these two processes, that is oxygen uptaking and carbon dioxide evolving, both processes are light dependent. On the other hand, in case of a normal reaction, the exchange of gases, that is carbon dioxide and oxygen, it is independent to the light. No light doesn't affect. Clear? Okay, now let us move on to the difference 4. The 4 number difference is that it occurs in chloroplast and may also require the help of peroxisomes and mitochondria. I have already told. Okay, means in respiration, the process initiates in the chloroplast organelle, which is the photosynthetic organelle, and it continues in peroxisome and the mitochondrion. On the other hand, the normal respiration process takes place in the cytoplasm and the mitochondria. Both, cytoplasm of the cell and as well as the, you can say, mitochondria are involved in the normal respiration or dark respiration. Okay. Now come to the 5. Difference number 5. The substrate is RUBP, ribulose bisphosphate. Clear? In case of photorespiration, the substrate which is very, very important, and it is accepting the O2. Okay, that is why we say oxygenation of what? RUBP. Okay, and always keep in mind that this is taking place by the help of enzyme Rubisco. Okay. On the other hand, in case of normal respiration, substrate may be glucose. It means it may be organic acid, fat, protein, and the carbohydrate, whatever it may be. Okay. Substrate, not specific. We can say that is not specific. Substrate is not specific in case of the dark respiration, but whereas in photorespiration, it is the specific one, that is the RUBP. Understood? Okay. Point number 6. End products What are the end products of the photorespiration? The end products of photorespiration are carbon dioxide and phosphoglyceric acid. Okay. On the other hand, in case of normal respiration or the dark respiration, the end products are CO2 and water. That is what carbon dioxide and the water. Clear? Now, point number 7 is that it is a wasteful method and thus does not produce energy. I have already told you. See, here there is it has been written the wasteful method. You know why? Because once again, I'm repeating it for you that in this process, carbon dioxide is not fixed, but the fixed carbon dioxide is removed. Clear? Removed, and it is not going to produce any energy. That is why it is called as what? Wasteful method. On the other hand, the dark respiration is that is not that is useful. You can say useful because here in dark respiration the process is producing energy, taking protein, organic acid, fat, and the carbohydrates. Clear? Okay. Next, we'll discuss point number 8. Here we have the point number 8, and it is prominent in C3 plants and negligible in C4 plants. This is very, very important. Okay. In most of the C3 plants, generally you can say in all C3 plants, this process can be found. That is, photorespiration can be found because in the C3 plants, what happens? Only the Rubisco enzyme is present, and Rubisco enzymes it maintain itself according to the concentration of the oxygen and carbon dioxide in the environment. Because if let us consider, if in the environment oxygen concentration is higher than the CO2 concentration, in that case, means in case of the C3 plants, Rubisco is taking oxygen. Okay, it is going oxygen, going through the oxygenation process rather going carboxylation. Clear? So it is generally seen in C3 plants, but in case of C4 plants, it is negligible. Means we can say it is not seen. Photorespiration is not seen in C4 plants. Why? Why? My question is why? Why it is not seen in C4 plants? Because in C4 plants, two types of chloroplasts present. Okay, and listen. In case of C4 plants, we have seen that actual carbon dioxide fixation, that is C3, taking place in the bundle sheath cell. Okay, we have seen that in the mesophyll cell, if it is the mesophyll cell, the first carboxylation takes place, CO2, and that CO2 is taken into the mesophyll cell, by the help of pepco enzyme, phosphoenol pyruvate carboxyl oxygenase, pepco enzyme, but not the Rubisco enzyme. And you should know, okay, you should know that whatever may be the concentration of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the environment, pepco has the higher affinity to accept carbon dioxide rather than oxygen. Understood what I said? Pepco enzyme has the higher affinity to accept carbon dioxide. That is why it always accept, means it helps. Pepco enzyme stimulates the acceptance of what? Carbon dioxide by your PP, phosphoenol pyruvate, in the mesophyll cell. And in the mesophyll cell, when the CO2 is accepted, now it is converted into acids, that is malic acid. First of all, it is the first product is oxalic acid, then converted into malic acid, and now it is sent to the what cell? Bundle sheath cell. And in the bundle sheath cell, that acid again break down and release carbon dioxide, and in that mesophyll cell, as carbon dioxide is produced by the breakdown of this acid, so their concentration of CO2 becomes high, and it suits the Rubisco enzyme there, which is present in the bundle sheath cell. So in the bundle sheath cell, the Rubisco enzyme present, it favors the process of C3 cycle. Okay, and it uses that carbon dioxide. So thus, we can say that in C4 plants, generally photorespiration process is negligible. We can say that it is not found. Okay. On the other hand, but the normal respiration process or the so-called dark respiration process is prominent. Prominent means it is present in all organisms, in all cells except some anaerobic organisms, like anaerobic bacterial cells. Clear? Where there is no need of the oxygen. Okay. So no respiration. But in all the cells of the organism, we can see this process, that is the dark reaction or dark respiration or the normal respiration. Now, come to point number 9. The substrate forms at the time of utilization. Okay. In photorespiration process, what happens? The substrates are formed, and those substrates are what? Formed at the time of utilization. Means the substrate which is formed, that is directly used by another process. But on the other hand, in case of in case of normal respiration, the substrate is already present in the cell. Substrate is already present in the cell. Okay, and that substrate is used in the process of respiration. But in case of photorespiration, the substrate is formed only at the time of utilization or the continuing process. Okay, and the last differences, let us see. What is the last differences? Here we have last differences is that it is not as essential, but that is essential for the survival of organisms. Okay, means the photorespiration process is, as we have told, that this is a wasteful product, wasteful process, and wasteful process. So that is why it is not required to the cell. It is not essential for the cell. But on the other hand, respiration is such a process that is always essential, always required to each and every cell. Why? This is because in the respiration process, energy is being produced. Clear what I said? Okay, energy is being produced. So respiration is an essential process in each and every cell. Okay, so I hope you must have understood the difference, the actual differences between the respiration process and the photorespiration process. Clear? So thanks for watching the video, and subscribe the channel to get updated with my new video lectures. Okay, thank you to all. Bye bye.